Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video series, I'll be taking you through all the rules you need to know to play Warhammer Underworlds. Welcome to part 1 of the Warhammer Underworlds series, and in this video we're going to go through an introduction to the game. We're also going to look at what you need to get started, and then we'll take a look at the Warbands and the fighter cards. Warhammer Underworlds is a game of strategy, fast-paced combat and devious ploys for 2 to 4 players. In this game, each player takes a warband and pits them against their rivals in search of glory on the hidden battlefields of the mortal realms. It's an easy game to pick up, but you'll quickly find that it has depth to reward dedicated and experienced players. Your success in this game is measured in glory points, awarded for achieving objectives and vanquishing your foes. The objective is simple: whoever has the most glory points at the end of the game wins. If you'd like to find out about the lore behind Warhammer Underworlds, then check out my video, The Lore of Direchasm, and you'll find that in the Underworlds playlist. To get started, you'll need a copy of the game or share one with a friend, and the most recent core set available is Warhammer Underworlds Direchasm. Each player is going to need a warband, and included in the Direchasm box set you're going to get Miari's Purifiers and the Dread Pageant. Direchasm isn't the only core set available, and you can still pick up Beastgrave, which was released a year before Direchasm, and then previous to that there's also Night Vault and Shadespire. They may be a little bit harder to get though. Games Workshop have been releasing a new season of Warhammer Underworlds each year, and it starts off with a core set like the ones you've just seen. But alongside those core sets, they also release expansions, and these expansions are additional warbands that you can choose to use for your game. The miniatures for Underworlds are fantastic and come in different coloured plastics just in case you didn't want to paint them. They also come with the bases pre-formed, so it saves you a load of time and you can quickly get them tabletop ready. I'd recommend painting your miniatures. They look so much better, and that's what the hobby's all about. And if you haven't seen them already, I've got videos on the channel that go through loads of the different miniatures available for Underworlds, showing you how you can easily paint them quick and to a tabletop ready standard using contrast paints. All the expansions and the additional warbands for each season will come with fighter cards and new cards to expand your deck, and we're going to cover all this throughout the series. Now we know what we need to get started to play Underworlds, let's have a quick overview of all the components that will come in each of the core sets, and it's these components that we'll need to use when we play the game. Laid out on the table here, you can see everything that's included in the Direchasm core set, and these core sets are perfect, giving you every single thing you need to play the game. You'll get 2 double-sided game boards, and so you get a different kind of texture and pattern on each side, and these game boards are really great. I love the artwork on these. You're also going to get a Start Here booklet, and this is going to list everything that's included. It's going to show you how to assemble your miniatures, and it's also going to give you a little tutorial game just to give you the quick idea of the concepts behind how Direchasm works. But the main rules are in here. This is the rule book that comes with Direchasm, and it gives you all the lore and background behind Beastgrave and the history of the game, and then goes into some great detail for all of the rules you'll need. For each warband you're going to get fighter cards, and each warband has 4 fighters, so you see that you get 4 fighter cards for each of them. And here's Miari's Purifiers, and here's the cards for the Dread Pageant. You're also going to get a total of 60 power cards and 36 objective cards, and these are split up into 3 sections. One section is going to be universal cards that any warband can use, one section is going to be specific to Miari's Purifiers, and one section of the cards are going to be specific to the Dread Pageant. The dice that are included are 5 attack dice, 3 defense dice and 3 magic dice. As well as the dice and the cards, you're going to get lots of different tokens, including the primacy token and primacy card. You're going to get 30 double-sided wound counters and generic counters, and these are going to come in 3 types. You're going to get red, purple and this white colour as well. You're also going to get 48 double-sided glory point tokens, and these are spent and unspent, so you've got different sides there to flip over as you use them. you'll get 8 double-sided activation tokens, and you'll use these for your fighters as they activate. Then you'll get 15 double-sided move and charge tokens and 15 guard tokens. That brings us on to these biggest tokens that you can see here, and you get 2 lethal hex tokens, a scatter token, and a total of 9 double-sided feature tokens that are all numbered up to 9, and on the reverse of each of those you'll see this image here. As we go through this rule series together, you'll see what each of these components does and how they fit into the game. Now we know exactly what we need to get started, let's dive in and start learning the rules. And this is all going to begin with the fighter cards. And a fighter's fighter card tells you their characteristics. And this will be how fast, how tough, and how well armoured or evasive they are. It also shows you their attack actions and any other actions they have. Let's go through Mayari Lightcaller's fighter card so we can go through all the different characteristics and all the symbols and find out exactly what they all mean. And the first symbol you'll see is in the top left, and this is the picture of the fighter's miniature, and this represents the model that you're going to use on the battlefield. This little rune mark here is your fighter's warband symbol, and each warband is going to have their own unique symbol, and it's always going to be here on the card. Next you'll have your fighter's name, and with Mayari you'll see that he's got this crown symbol before the name, and this tells us that this is the warband's leader. And some fighters have also got this wand symbol here, which tells us they're a wizard, and a wizard will also have a number next to the symbol. This is their wizard level characteristic, and Mayari comes with the number 2. And some cards will also have keywords, and so if we just take a quick look at Senela, you'll see that she's got the keyword hunter under her name here, and we're going to cover these keywords in a bit more detail in the next video. Below the name we're going to get our fighter's attack action, and in some cases you'll get actions. So Mayari's got 2 attack actions, whereas some fighters will have 1, and this is going to tell us what the range of the attack action is, what dice symbol we're going to be looking for, and the damage characteristic that goes with that attack action. Don't worry about what these dice symbols mean right now. We're going to go into loads of detail and cover all the dice symbols in a later video. At the bottom of the card here, we're going to get our fighter's move characteristic, and Mayari's got a movement of 4. We're going to get the defense characteristic, so this is the symbol we're looking for on our defense dice. And then we're going to get our wounds characteristic, how many wounds Mayari can take. Additional abilities or attack action rules will be found here in this section. Attack action rules that have the same name as an attack action on the fighter card only apply to that attack action. You may also find italic text that tells you more about the fighter or the world they inhabit. Such text has no effect in the game. Then just above that we've got this little gold section, and this is your fighter's inspire condition. When this condition is met, the fighter becomes inspired. When a fighter becomes inspired, we take the card, flip the fighter card over, and then that reveals the fighter's inspired characteristics and actions. And you'll notice once they're inspired, you won't see that inspire condition box on the reverse of the card. When a fighter becomes inspired, some of their characteristics will change. They always improve. So here you'll see that Mayari has gone from 1 attack dice to 2. So this is going to improve the chances of getting a successful attack. When the inspire condition on a fighter's card is met, that fighter becomes inspired immediately. There are a few exceptions to this, but we're going to cover that as we work our way through the rules in later videos. But it's good to note that a fighter keeps all their upgrades, tokens and counters when they become inspired. And once a fighter becomes inspired, they remain inspired for the rest of the game unless uninspired by a card. When a fighter is uninspired, you flip their fighter card over so that the inspired side is hidden. And again, a fighter keeps all their upgrades, tokens and counters when they become uninspired. Now we've gone through what we need to get started, the warbands and the fighter cards. The next step is to take a look at the decks and the battlefield, and we'll do that in part 2 of this How to Play Warhammer Underworlds series. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback, so please join in the comment section below. It'll be great to hear from you. If you like this content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page. And thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description and it'll be great to see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll come and join me for the next video in this series. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.